Welcome back, everyone. Thanks for tuning in today. And got another short video for you guys, as usual, but this one's a bit different because I really want to make a point that regardless of what you guys believe about events like the moon landing, which probably are not real, the point is that this code, this matrix, whatever you want to call it, is super synced up in numbers and it's just so numerically perfect, okay? And I want to show in this video that the moon landing is no different. Regardless of whether you think someone landed on the moon or not, doesn't matter. What matters is what's it really telling us symbolically, numerically, okay? And in this video, I'm going to show you a big thing that I've never seen anyone show about the moon landing. There's been a lot of great decoders who have shown things about the moon. But in this video, I'm going to show you something that should be pretty obvious. So let's jump right into it. Please hit the like buttons. As always, I really appreciate that. And let's get into it. So, the moon landing happened in lunation 576. Now, what is a lunation? A lunation is counting the new moons. Okay, so ever since 1923, they started counting the moons. Okay, and from the start of the counting of the moons to the moon landing was 576 moons. Okay, and at first you might be like, okay, well, what's the importance of this number? Okay, it's a random number. It doesn't seem to mean anything, but I can certainly tell you it means a lot. Okay, but the first thing it means is not only did Neil Armstrong land on the moon in lunation 576, supposedly he landed on the moon, he actually died 576 and 4-day moon phases later. Okay, so think about that. The most famous guy to land on the moon, the most famous moon event, happened in 576 lunation, and then the guy who did the moon landing, supposedly, he dies 576 sidereal moon months later. Okay? How perfect. And there's way more to this number than meets the eye, because let me show you. This number 576 is not just a normal number because it's 24 times 24 gets you 576. So it's a square number, 24 square. Okay? And again, I told you it happened in lunation 576, but the moon landing also happened on July 20th, 69. If you add those numbers up, 7 plus 2 plus 0 plus 6 plus 9, it equals 24. So the first thing you should think is, okay, well, what's up with this 24? Because not only is the lunation leading you to 24 times 24, but the date numerology has the 24. Okay? And I'm going to show you why the 24 is so important here. But before we do that, I'm going to introduce this Keypad Gatria Cipher. And the cipher is very simple. It just takes the letters on the keypad and gives them numeric values. For instance, the letters A, B, and C will be worth 2 because on the keypad, A, B, and C are on the number 2. And you guys go watch Zenith of the Alphas video. His channel name is right there at the bottom. He did a whole video around this cipher. So please go check that out. But one example to show is that the president who's connected to the moon landing is Kennedy, and Kennedy was the 35th president. And in the Keypad Cipher, if you type Kennedy on the keypad, you would get 35. Okay, so very important. But how does this tie to the moon? How does the Keypad Cipher tie perfectly to the moon landing? Well, in the Keypad Cipher, if you wanted to type out the word moon, you would have to hit only one button. And I think there's not many words in which you can spell a whole word with one button on the keypad. But moon is one of them. And you would have to hit the moon, the number 6, you would have to hit 4 times. MOON, 6 times, 6 times. Sorry, 6 4 times. Okay, and of course, when you add 6 times 4, that equals 24. And again, So if you want to type out the word moon, you get 24 in the keypad. Okay. And of course, the moon landing happened on 24 date numerology and in lunation 576, which is 24 times 24. Okay. But it gets more and more deep because the moon has a few goddesses associated with it, specifically the Luna. Okay. And Luna is how you say moon in Spanish and Latin. And Luna is also the goddess of the moon. Okay. And in just basic reverse reduction gematria, the English alphabet, the word Luna equals 24. Going right along with the 24s I showed you here. But not only does the word Luna equal 24, the Greek word for the moon, Selene in English, equals 24 in English. And again, that's not a coincidence. As I'm going to show you, through the rest of this decode, the two goddesses equaling 24 for the moon is not a coincidence. Okay? So let's keep going. Now, not only do they both equal 24, but if you use the standard Gematria cipher in English standard, very common Gematria cipher, and you type in the two goddesses' names together, you're going to get 576. And guys, remember, 576 is the lunation that the moon landing happened in. And 576 is 24 times 24. And again, in just basic gematria, Selene equals 24, Luna equals 24. You take their names together, in the standard cipher equals 526, which is 24 times 24. And that's the moon landing lunation. I mean, just how improbable is that? Okay? And these two goddesses are connected to the female, and that's where this all comes together with. The moon is feminine. Okay? So let's look how that all fits together. So the female or the woman has two X chromosomes. And the X is the 24th letter. So therefore, X times X equals 576, which is again the moon landing lunation. Why do you think Elon Musk calls it SpaceX? Anyways, XX is the two chromosomes, and X is the 24th letter. And if you put the letter X in the gematria calculator and use the square cipher, you're going to get 576, which is 24 times 24. Again, that's the lunation of the moon landing. And how does this tie to the female? Well, not only does Selene and Luna both equal 24, but in gematria, the word female equals 24, and the word woman equals 24, and the word Mary equals 24. And of course, Mary, the most symbolic woman's name you can think of, right? So not only does female and woman equal 24, the moon goddesses both equal 24. The woman has the two X's, which is the 24th letter, and 24 times 24 is 576, and 576 is the moon landing lunation. Okay? And don't forget, their two names together equals 576. But it gets even better, guys. Because women are connected to the moon, right? Their cycles are connected to the moon. And in the same cipher that woman equals 24, the word cycle equals 24. And in the same cipher that female equals 24, the word ovulate equals 24. Okay? And women are known to connect to the full moon. Well, what happens if you type in full moon, guys? Full moon equals 576 in the same cipher as Selene and Luna. And again, 576 is 24 times 24. The moon landing was in lunation 576 on 24 date numerology. Okay? This should bring it all together. And again, this is a short video, guys, but please hit those like buttons because this is telling the story of why these things come together numerically like they do. Now, let's add a little quick, this is my last slide, but let's add a little quick thing in here. We know how much Trump is connected to the moon. And we know how Trump is very famous for now beating two women in the elections, Hillary Clinton and now Kamala Harris. Okay. Well, Trump was in his 24th year of life during the moon landing. And again, I told you this was all about the number 24. We're now in the year 2024, and now Trump has beaten another woman in the year 24. Now, here's one that should blow your mind even more, because on the day Trump was born, if you multiply his date numerology, it equals 576, which is 24 times 24. So think about that, guys. Trump was 24 years old. He was in his 24th year of life during the moon landing. He's beaten two women. One of them was in the 24th election, the 2024 election. And his date numerology multiplied is 576, which is 24 times 24, which is the date lunation of the moon landing. Okay. And Trump is very connected to the moon. But I'm not going to get any more into that here. The point here is that this is all about the woman and the X and the moon landing being all about the feminine symbolism. Okay. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate you all. And thank you guys for hitting the like buttons. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.